Alright, I'm just gonna start this off by saying that this isn't going to be one of those, ooh, tweening memes suck and you aren't improving at animating. You aren't even animating. It's just the coding. Yeah. That's why it's called tweening, for in-betweening, which is basically you moving the separate parts. It's not the same style of animation. There's frame by frame, which is what most people consider quote-unquote animation. And then there's tweening, which is most of the coded stuff. Different style of animation entirely. I do not understand how some people make rants on that. I don't agree with anything they say. This rant, not even a rant, this is just me being tired at midnight and feeling forced to make this. This is that tweening memes, like only doing tweening, I'm just going to say tweening because I've coded, only doing tweening memes will not only affect your style, but will force you to have anatomical issues later in your art career. To start this off, we're going to go with the changing style one first. The main issue with this is that there are like a couple really big inspirations on Scratch, like Uni, Magpie, whatever. Not so much, God, I forgot the name. Yeah, not so much PennyQuest, I don't think, but yeah, there's a lot of Magicka, Jafet, whatever, the really big coders. A lot of people will take their style or like mesh it together to get their own quote-unquote original style. And I know that styles are a big deal on Scratch. They really aren't that big a deal unless you want to like make your art look like only your art, and even then it's very hard to do that without incorporating other bits of other people's style which you didn't even know they existed. Whatever, different topic. But you will take so much inspiration from their style that it starts to like morph your art. Like big eyes, tiny mouths, having big heads, like floofy hair, and really big ears, like disturbingly big ears is apparently very popular on Scratch. And hey, it does look cute, but there are some people that take it to an extreme. And I don't want to say that it's just the tweening memes that did this, it's just their own lack of anatomical, like, skill. I don't want to say skill. Practice? Whatever. You gotta learn anatomy. My favorite phrase, I don't know who this is originally from, but I saw it in a Lavender Town video. They're very good. You have to know the rules to break them. That is like the number one thing. You have to know, I'm not saying like go out and draw realistically, but you have to know that like, hey, the eyes shouldn't make up half the head. Not the face, half the head. No, that should not be happening. Don't make that happen. Just like stuff like that. And the mouth should not be like 1 pixel big. No. Segues into our anatomy, like the second half of what only doing tweening memes can do. Anatomy is a big issue when you see like someone who only did tweening memes try to jump into like their own stuff or actually animating. Because most tweening memes, I'm going to go with like 80 to 90% of them, only have like a head, shoulders, some arms occasionally, and like rotating expressions. And that's really fun. Like I enjoy doing that for like a relaxing, hey, I just want to draw some stuff. I personally really like drawing expression. It's like my favorite thing to draw. But if you don't know how to draw legs, because you only ever draw shoulder up, then you're gonna have some problems when you try and jump into doing like an AMV or a PMV. Because then you won't know how to construct a torso and legs, and how long the legs should be, how the arms should relate to the legs or to the torso. That your elbow should probably end about at belly button height, yeah. belly button height, or that the tips of your fingers should not go down past halfway through your thigh. Just stuff like that you will not learn because you're only doing shoulder up. That's like a big issue there. So when you see like someone who only did tweening memes just like try to jump into a PMV and their torso or legs just look really off, usually it's like a matter of them being too skinny, or like the triangle effect, where it'll turn out like good shoulder width, but then the hips are like in a V format, like the shoulders are the top, like the base, and then it comes down to a point at the hips, and that's not supposed to happen. If anything, if it's a girl, the hips should be like as wide as the shoulders, and if it's a guy, it should be like a little less than the shoulders, but it should not be like half the shoulders, like the width of the neck. That is not okay. So if you, I don't know, just be careful with that, I guess. Like, try and practice drawing legs and torsos every once in a while. The majority of what I said for anatomy goes for like anthro, like when you try to draw something standing up like a human or whatever. But feral can also have that problem. I've seen people who do like really thick or really thin bodies with like the back legs all wonky, and it's like, you clearly have no practice with this. That isn't like targeted at anyone, just like in general. I had a major problem with that when I tried to start drawing feral, because Scratch likes feral. So yeah, in conclusion, doing only tweening memes kind of limits yourself with your lower half anatomical issues, and honestly, it kind of derails your art style into more of one of the tweening memes one, if you only do it. So just kind of try to do your own projects, practice with anatomy, and I guess that's it. I'm probably going to go to sleep now.